We are talking about Latoya. Now, if you know Latoya, she's known for her roles on television and so forth. She was an actress on the Generation show, and so she showed that she's not just known because her dad was popular. She is known also because she's a very talented person. She's the daughter of the famous Blondie, very soulful, very talented man. So she showed clearly, the girl is talented. She's not just thingy, but then stories and trends and all these things that she goes out there for. So you might be thinking, is it because of her acting skill that she's out there? No, you'll know that she is going through a split between her and her partner, and now it's the Ndumbring part of her that's kind of trending. I've always asked myself, why do Africans wear the ankh? Ankh is Egyptian. There's nothing to do with South Africans. So when South Africans wear the ankh, it kind of confuses. But anyways, it's not the subject, not here and over there. So she's trending because of Ndumbring. For those that are not from this channel, Ndumbring is what we call it when a person enters the Ndumba into their shrine and you understand. So we call it Ndumbring. We give it an action word. So welcome. That's more education than you need. And so I wanted to talk about this particular new article that came out on Bona. Supposedly there is issues between her and she's been accused for owing money by her initiates. I didn't know she was a Gobela. Is that the business of everybody transitioning to being a Sangoma and whatnots and stuff like that? Is that she is supposedly a Gobela, meaning that she initiates woman thems and stuff. Now, there's a lot of things that people have talked about. Alcintando spoke about a lot of things that come up there, particularly mainly this particular subject here of people being made to pay $50,000, almost $3,000 for this supposed initiation process and stuff like that. I'm not here to talk about that though. I want to talk particularly about this other portion on this article that I saw that I thought was quite interesting. I think I got about 5 verses that I want to read for you in line with that. This is the Christianity Show with the Daily Christian Commentary videos. If it's your first time over here, to be sure to check out the other videos that are down in the pinned comments, and I'm going to check you out over there. So check them. Check. Just check the comment. Check. Open. Have you opened the comments? You see, there might be a video there. If there's nothing, you leave your comment. Leave your comment and let me hear what you guys to say. So now the first verse that I want to read, that actually, it brings up questions so that you can understand. Are these people dealing with ancestors or are they dealing with strange spirits? The article says this portion right here. All right, so I'm going to go back to the article. The portion that I want to read is here. According to Zimoja, Lebu stated that the initiates who had been practicing at the house that they are now having to split, not stay in the same place. All right, I'm gonna have to zoom this part so that you can see that it's not me. Okay, practicing at the house she shared with Latoya needed their ancestors released so they could find another trainer. Okay. I've never heard that one. That's a funny one right there. That's quite an interesting one. So they needed their ancestors released so that they can go and find thingy. Okay. Now, the partner who's from the flag community said, no, she's Christian. Interesting. Christian. She's Christian. And so I have no business doing with that. No, that's not the subject. The point that I want to address here is this part here. These ancestors were captured by Latoya. What's going on? Is that even of God? But wait a minute. If you read Matthew chapter number 12, verse number 28 up until 29, this verse kind of tells us what's happening here. He tells us what is happening. He says, but if I drive out demons by the Spirit of God, the kingdom of God has come down unto you. And again, how can anyone enter a strong man's house and steal his possessions unless he tie down the strong man? If you remember this particular story here in Matthew chapter number 12, it's where Jesus has just cast out a demon out of a person who could not hear, and therefore he could not instruct. All right? And so here it's the phrasing, bind up the man, is showing that he has authority over the body. Being that he's God, he has authority over the body and the whole nine yards. And so if you remember that particular entire narrative, so this is a subject matter where they accused him of functioning under the spirit of Beelzebub. The spirit of Beelzebub, you could be tricking demons, basically casting demons in and pretending to be casting the demons out, casting demons in. So that's what he says they were accusing him of here. That's what they were accusing him of here. And so notice then what he then says then, okay? Unless you bind up the strong man, then you can plunge up to his house and then he who is not with me is against me. And then he goes on, and the one who is what he gathers with me, so and so forth. So it's very clear, this idea that one binds a spirit, it's a foreign spirit from God. Based on that verse right there, based on Matthew chapter number 12, the idea that someone is binding up spirits and using them however, or doing whatever, because these initiates said particularly that their ancestors were captured at Latoya's house. Y'all are not dealing with biblical spirits here. You're dealing with something else. You're dealing with the spirit of Beelzebub. Some else. The spirits are captured. Yeah, that's exactly what they that's exactly what they accused Jesus of in Matthew chapter number 12. What are y'all talking about? There's something going on over there. There's something is not. Why? Because if a person dies biblically, we understand that, Ecclesiastic chapter number 12, verse number 7, but before the dust returns to the ground from which it came, and the spirit returns unto God who had gave it. So we all go back to God because we have to answer when it comes to thingy. As a matter of fact, another verse actually puts it in this particular manner over here. Let me see if I can find that particular verse. Boom, there it is. Hebrews chapter number 9 says, okay, Hebrews chapter number 9 verse number 27, it says, just as man is appointed to die once, and after that he faces judgment, there is no binding of that spirit. So what binding are we talking about? Where do you get that? Now, don't ask me about things that I know nothing about. Don't ask me about zombies. Don't ask me about none of that stuff. Here we have a situation or a scenario thing, because you have to understand, when you're talking about demonic spirits, you're talking about demonic spirits. And here, when they're talking about capturing, it's clearly not something that, it tells you what you're dealing with. It's not the Spirit of God. It's clearly not. There is one area where we actually see people, spirits being bound, and it was not by humans. It was not by humans. Not Latoya was, okay, y'all want to see that verse? Jude chapter number 1, verse number thingy. And the angels who did not stay within their own domain, but abandoned their proper dwelling, these has he kept in eternal chains under darkness and bound for judgment day. Right there, that's the spirits that are bound. It is God who did that. He's talking about the spirits that went on to defile themselves with humans in Genesis. The Nephilims. Okay? The spirit of the Nephilims. Yeah, those were bound up. They are waiting for judgment day because of what they did. Now, this one here where you have people now supposedly binding up spirit. Now, that cannot be the Spirit of God. You don't have a context for the Spirit of God within that particular context. And so all these people that say that, this is a gift from God, blah, 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 and whatnots and all that kind of jazz, I don't think so. I do not think so. I do not see that as the Spirit of God, being it that the function of it, this Ndumbring practice, it's some weird stuff. Now, I warned even when she was releasing a song, and I was like, yeah, be careful, man, because people go out there and supposedly sing a song that they claim is from God and stuff like that. It's supposedly glorifying God. We are glorifying God, but while we are busy dabbling with Beelzebub business and all that kind of stuff, because there's all these looks of piety, people looking like they are prayerful and they're all about the Spirit of God. They listen to God. She made a song and the whole nine jazz. Bazalan, there is no God in what we are hearing here. Captured the ancestors. What is that? What is that? That's some weird stuff right there. That's some weird stuff. And now, because people buy into all this pride, they buy into all this image that these people are out there selling of, being very, clean looks and whatnots. And, they come out, they wear these gowns that look like they're associated with one church or the other. And then you make that. The practice that is being discussed here, capturing the ancestors of people, what is that? That's some Beelzebub business right there. Yeah, there's some Beelzebub business. That has nothing to do with it. But anyways, they'll come out, sing out a song, and people will think, oh yeah, it's the Spirit of God. It's the Spirit. No, it's not. Okay? No, it's not. You have a clear distinction between these things that you can clearly cut and paste and see that this is not thingy. But hey, we will say what we see. For others, they will believe whatever they want. It's the reality show. We do daily Christian commentary videos. Everybody else will believe what they want. But they can't say we did not try to show them what the truth is. It's Ricky. I'll tell me what you think down in the comment section. You can alert others, send it out on your WhatsApp or whatnots. Others see it. Just a little bit of a heads up. I thought that was quite an interesting one. Hey, people's ancestors are bound. I've never heard anybody saying that one.